Chosen one, lock your eyes on this message right now, chosen one, because the Holy Spirit has led you here with divine purpose, not by accident or algorithm. That heavy weight pressing on your chest this week, the exhaustion at 3 a.m. when sleep fled, the isolation in crowded rooms where no one understood your spirit's cry, the relentless replay of decisions that felt like failures. It's not punishment. It's the death of the old you, the survivor who negotiated with delay, rehearsed closed doors, and whispered agreements with doubt. God is killing that version because your promises of restoration, open doors, provision, and healed relationships cannot enter until it dies. Remember the moment you stood firm, refusing to retaliate or abandon your post. Heaven marked it as victory. Jeremiah 1:5 declares God knew you before forming you in the womb, setting you apart for this season. The enemy rages because he sees the prophecy activating, the end of your longest fight. This is Gilgal, where reproach rolls away like Joshua 5:9 before the Jordan. Don't scroll away. Your resurrected self begs you to stay. In the coming words, we'll uncover Elijah's wilderness resupply proving God's power in weakness, Joseph's pit presence revealing delay as precision, the prodigal father's run exposing grace over performance, Moses' burning bush renaming your identity, and a sealing declaration aligning earth with heaven. This is your manna, sustaining 40 days into overflow. But what if the pressure is God wrestling your fear-named story into destiny? Lean in. The cross renames delay as divine timing. In the profound narrative of 1 Kings 19, Elijah emerges as one of the Bible's most formidable prophets, a man anointed to confront the rampant idolatry of Israel under King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. On Mount Carmel, he challenged 450 prophets of Baal to a divine showdown, commanding water to drench the altar 3 times, then praying a simple prayer that unleashed fire from heaven. The flames consumed the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and even the water in the trench, proving Yahweh's supremacy beyond doubt. The people fell on their faces, proclaiming, "The Lord, He is God," as Elijah slew the false prophets and prayed for rain to end a 3-year drought, with clouds gathering at his word. Yet in less than 24 hours, Jezebel's messenger arrived with a death threat. "May the gods deal with me if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like one of theirs." Elijah, fresh from glory, fled in terror into the wilderness, collapsing under a broom tree in utter despair. "It is enough," he prayed to the Lord. "Take my life, for I am no better than my ancestors." This raw vulnerability reveals the humanity even of God's mightiest servants. Spiritual highs crash into valleys where self-reliance shatters. Jesus himself understood this, inviting in Matthew 11:28-30, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Elijah's plea echoes our own moments of depletion, where ministry trials or warfare leave us barren. God's response shatters religious expectations. No rebuke came, no lecture on perseverance or reminder of Carmel's fire to shame his fear. Instead, the angel of the Lord touched him, providing cake baked on hot coals and a jar of water. "Arise and eat," the angel said, "because the journey is too great for you." Elijah obeyed, and that supernatural meal empowered him to travel 40 days and nights to Horeb, the mountain of God, where he entered a cave and received fresh revelation, the still small voice after wind, earthquake, and fire. This pattern mirrors Exodus 16 as manna, where God provided daily bread to teach dependence, not hoarding, fostering faith through consistent obedience. Historically, Israel's Baal worship demanded Elijah's stand, but prophetic warfare drains the soul. The broom tree's sparse shade symbolized barrenness, yet heaven's provision there birthed endurance for greater encounters. Like David in Adullam's cave, 1 Samuel 22, surrounded by 400 distressed men, he cried in Psalm 142, "When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, you knew my path," birthing worship that endures millennia. Or Job, after losing everything, declaring in Job 121, "The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In your life, chosen one, this week's unbearable pressure, the draining conversations leaving you spiritually parched, the 3 a.m. fire refusing rest, is your Gilgal moment, Joshua 5:9, where God rolls away wilderness reproach before promised land entry. Journal those quiet stands. Lord, this was your resupply. Pray Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Transformation follows surrender. Exhaustion signals transition. Crucifying flesh for resurrection. Galatians 2:20. Challenges like doubt? Approach Hebrews 4:16's throne of grace boldly for mercy in time of need. Testimonies confirm. Believers post-burnout lead revivals, crediting wilderness bread. Spiritually, Romans 8:11's resurrection power quickens you. Elijah's meal defied limits. Yours fuels beyond striving into glory. Heaven honors your perseverance, shifting atmospheres eternally. But what unseen precision hides in your delays, where God walks unseen? Joseph's story unveils it. Dreams mocked in mud, yet divine presence forges saviors. Your stagnation births nations. The epic saga of Joseph in Genesis 37:50 stands as a cornerstone of biblical testimony to God's sovereign presence amid human betrayal and prolonged suffering. As Jacob's favored son, Joseph received a coat of many colors symbolizing covenant favor. But his dreams of sheaves and stars bowing provoked brothers' envy. They stripped his robe, cast him into a dry pit, and sold him for 20 shekels to Ishmaelite traders bound for Egypt. There, Potiphar purchased him, elevating Joseph to oversee his household due to unmistakable divine blessing. The Lord was with Joseph, so he became a successful man. Integrity shone when Potiphar's wife tempted him. Joseph fled, declaring, "How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" False accusation landed him in prison, yet even there, the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy, and he gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. Overseeing inmates, Joseph's gift interpreted dreams, the cupbearer's restoration and baker's doom, foreshadowing Pharaoh's. Forgotten 2 years, Pharaoh's dream of cows and grain summoned Joseph. His wisdom promoted him second only to Pharaoh, storing grain-saving nations, fulfilling dreams as brothers bowed. Jesus affirms this in John 16:33. In the world you have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. Joseph's delays echo Proverbs 19:2. Zeal without knowledge is not good. Teaching God times promotion after preparation, lest premature elevation destroy. Abraham's seed promise, Genesis 12:2-3. Nations blessed through Joseph. Coat stripped, yet spirit robed, Isaiah 61:10. Garments of salvation. Prison-honed stewardship, interpretations freed him. David's Saul chase, 1 Samuel 24. Sparing life despite power, birthed kingship. Daniel's lion's den, Daniel 6:22. My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, promoted. Every day, Job loss builds management. Betrayal forges forgiveness, leading enterprises. Testimony. Incarcerated believers emerge executives, pits to palaces. Chosen one, your stagnation, unjust weights, forgotten prayers, is precision forge. Audit fear-managed expectations via 2 Corinthians 10:5, capturing thoughts obedient to Christ. Speak daily, Lord was with Joseph, be with me, Genesis 39:2. Isolation, Hebrews 13:5, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Capacity expands, Ephesians 1:11, predestined inheritance unfolds. Joseph's tears irrigated Egypt's bread, yours delivered generations. Spiritually, Romans 8:28, all things work together for good to those who love God. But performance veils grace, prodigal's father ran unearned, tracking heart, not ledger. Cliffhanger, son distant, embrace defies merit, your striving orphan's sonship. Some messages don't come through noise but through calling. If something stirred inside you just now, if you felt that quiet conviction in your spirit, then this may be your moment. You may be ready to receive the Chosen One protocol. This is not just an ebook, it's a spiritual activation. a guided path of alignment with God, strengthening your faith, sharpening your discernment, and awakening you to your true calling as one of the chosen. Inside, you will discover powerful principles for spiritual growth, protection against unseen battles, and the clarity to walk in your divine purpose with authority. The access is in the first pinned comment, but only for those who feel the calling and are ready to step into what God has prepared. Do not put this off. Jesus is already waiting for you. Luke 15:11-32's parable of the prodigal son, spoken by Jesus to tax collectors and Pharisees, murmuring at sinners' welcome, unveils the Father's heart, transcending merit. The younger son demanded inheritance prematurely, squandering in riotous living until famine drove him feeding swine, unclean for Jews, longing pods. Repentant, he scripted, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants." Yet afar, father saw, ran, elders shamed culturally, embraced, kissed, servants robed finest, ringed authority, sandaled feet, feasted fatted calf. Older brother resented dutiful field sans feast, revealing servant heart despite obedience. Jesus concludes, "It was right to rejoice, for your brother was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." This echoes Matthew 20:1-16, "Vineyard wages equal regardless hours. Grace unmerited." Pharisees' legalism contrasted. Father's run defied dignity. Isaiah 55:8-9 weighs higher. Rags mirrored Isaiah 64:6, filthy. Robe Zechariah 3:4, clean. Peter's denial thrice, Luke 22:54-62, rooster crow. Yet John 21, breakfast. Do you love me? Feed my sheep. Paul's pre-Christ zeal, Philippians 3:4-6. Rubbish for Christ's righteousness. Modern ministries burnout. Works idolatry crumbles, Ephesians 2:8-9, faith grace. Chosen one, striving prayers duty-bound. Abide, John 15:5. Without me you can do nothing. Vine fruit flows, affirm Romans 8:15. Abba Father intimacy. Shame chains, grace liberates, Galatians 5:1. Bold intercession births, Revelation 3:20. I stand at door and knock. Sup with him. Release prove burden. Inherit lavishly. Resentment prodigals, Luke 15:32. Rejoice, intimacy deepens miracles, Galatians 4:7, sonship full. But wilderness identity clings safer than promise. Who are you, sans struggle? Moses' bush beckons. Shepherd 40 years, blaze calls. Who am I? Exodus 3:1-4-17 captures Moses' transformation. Egyptian prince turned murderer, fleeing Pharaoh after killing taskmaster abusing Hebrew. Midian refuge, married Zipporah, shepherded Jethro 40 years, palace forgotten, calling buried. Tending flock Horeb, bush burned unconsumed. Moses, God revealed, I am who I am. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob's God. Seen affliction Egypt, heard cry, come deliver. Moses objected, who am I to Pharaoh? Israelites won't believe. God empowered. Staff serpent, hand leprous healed, Aaron spokesman. Exodus 4:10. Slow speech, yet Deuteronomy 34:10-12. No prophet like Moses. Face John 15:16. You did not choose me, but I chose you. Midian humbled self-reliance. Bush theophany, Sinai covenant precursor. Gideon Judges 6:11-16. Angel oak, mighty man valor. Despite fear, fleece confirmed. Saul Acts 9 blinded Damascus. Persecutor blinded, apostle emerged Ananias' hands. Chrysalis butterfly, wilderness cocoon's wings. Chosen one, inventory struggler traits. Praise Isaiah 43:19. New making, not remember former. Mentors affirm Ephesians 2:10 workmanship. Vacuum fear. Worship Psalm 27:4. Gaze beauty Lord. Authority manifests Exodus miracles. Renamed Hosea 2:23, called my people. Declare 2 Corinthians 5:17, new creation. Community builds Acts 2:42, fellowship. Fear, Joshua 1.9, strong, courageous. Miracles Legacy, Ephesians 1.4, Pre-World Chosen. If this message moved you, click the like button now and tell us in the comments how it resonated in your heart. Spiritually, renamed Heaven Earth Aligns. Revelation 2:17. Whitestone New Name. Breakthrough not future, your midst. Faith substance now, declares seals present glory. Hebrews 11:1 defines faith. Assurance hoped things, conviction unseen. Your standing breakthrough unfolding. Quiet stands. Romans 8:28. Works good loving God called purpose. Jacob Genesis 32:24-32. Wrestled man till dawn. Hip socket touched limp. Renamed Israel. Prince God prevailed men. Gilgal Joshua 5:9. Reproach rolled pre-Jordan. Widow 2 Kings 4:1-7. Jars filled oil creditors paid. Vessels limited overflow. Hand heart declare aloud aligning realms. I walk breakthrough now. Release delay agreements, unfulfilled stories, wilderness self-forged survival. Receive I am presence. 40-day strength, supernatural wisdom infusion. Performance released. Partnership faithful. God chose pre-world. Identity affirmed secure Christ. Assignment unfolds actively. Season shifted. Embrace newness. Strongest chosen, not unbroken. Rising divine hand sustained. Done, sealed, ready. Prophesy promises daily. Psalm 119:89. Your word settled heaven, stands firm earth. Doubt? Recall Psalm 77:11. Works, remember deeds old. Overflow blesses John 4:35. Harvest white. Press Isaiah 54:17. No weapon prosper. Isolation? Community Acts 2:42. Transform, harvest souls. Ephesians 2:10. Prepped good works. Are these truths transforming your perspective? Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Deepen. Lazarus John 11:144. Delayed glory God. Tomb 4 days Jesus wept. Lazarus come. Death life showcase. Israel's wilderness Deuteronomy 8:2. Humbled, no heart. Your pressure renames delay glory weave. Examples. Peter's walk water. Matthew 14:28-31. Sank cried, Lord save. Caught, taught reliance. Paul 2 Corinthians 12:7-10. Thorn. Grace sufficient, power perfected weakness. Consequences follow. Obey, rivers living water. John 7:38. Resist, stagnant. James 4:7. Submit, devil flees. Spiritually, Ephesians 1:4. Chosen foundation world holy blameless love. Receive unapologetically. Privileged sons, daughters. Emergence delivers. Testimony chains breaks. Threshold not end. Step knowing waited. Seen chosen. Ready. No backward glance. Right released word comments. Shift marker. Breakthrough testimony others waiting. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this spiritual journey of transformation. If this message has impacted your life, leave a like, share your reflection in the comments, and pass it on to others. Each of you is part of this chain of light.